Happy Halloween, everyone. One time a year, adults get to dress like superheroes, kids get to dress like diabetes, and Spirit Halloween takes over every abandoned Toys R Us to give us a store for like 1 month. Welcome to Funny History with Paul Delangelo, and today we're talking about Halloween, all the way back to the start of it in ancient Celtic times. Halloween is the one time a year nowadays that ladies can dress up like a stripper and not be judged. And people who love cosplay could dress up and act like it's a normal Tuesday. Spirit Halloween has taken the world by storm. It is literally an amazing store. It's also a trans person's dream store. I mean, walk around. They could be anybody they want. I mean, literally, it's like Disneyland for them. And I don't know if you know this, but you could buy fairy costumes there. Trust me, I got a couple. Now, Halloween started over 2,000 years ago in ancient Celtic times. It was actually originally called Samhain. It was a festival to honor loved ones who had passed on. And it was the one day a year that the ancient Celtics believed that the spirits of the dead could cross over to the world of the living. Ooh, terrifying, right? I mean, talk about creepy. Well, unless you really want to talk to your grandma who passed away again. I had that one last question for her, wanted to know what you're wearing in her will. I mean, talk about creepy. It's the one day a year that necrophilias, they're like a kid in a candy store, right? If you want to talk about weird and creepy, there's another one. It's called tetrophilia. And if you don't know what tetrophilia is, it's people who actually get off sexually off of monsters. Man, I wish I would have known this years ago and I would have found a nice woman who had that. I probably wouldn't be single nowadays. I'm pretty sure even a woman with tetrophilia, she will probably still find me too grotesque to go out with me. I mean, look, I'm in the foreplay, but I don't know about Frankenstein in the bedroom. I think that might be going a little too far. After centuries and centuries of the ancient Celtics festival, honoring their dead and the spirits crossing over into the world of the living, the old Romans came in and they did what the old Romans always did. Yeah, they took your good idea and twisted it around and made it their own. You know, they came along and they were like, yo, really cool holiday. You got the ghost, I got the candy apples. Let's make it our own. That's right. The Romans, they didn't just invent architecture and aqueducts, they also invented bobbing for apples. That's right. Talk about changing the world, bobbing for apples. I mean, nothing says a party like almost drowning yourself and getting diabetes, all in the same instance. You want to go to a party that slaps? Let's shove your face in a bucket of water and try and grab on some fruit. I mean, the Romans basically invented waterboarding. I got a feeling that a lot of this bobbing for apples was going on in their bathhouses. And the apples might not have been apples, if you know what I mean. But then the Catholic Church came along, and the Catholic Church did what the Catholic Church always did. They took a pagan holiday and they twisted it around and made it their own. They came into the Celtics and they were like, hey, Samhain, we don't like that name. Listen, we're talking about a little rebranding. How about All Hallows Eve? I mean, Halloween was basically the first corporate merger. You know, it was kind of like Facebook changing their name to Meta. You know what I mean? It's the same exact thing, just a little bit creepier with a different name. Now, Halloween has gone through many changes throughout history. In medieval times, kids actually used to go around in medieval time trick-or-treating. They would knock on doors and they would beg for pastries in exchange for a prayer for your loved one. Because nothing says Halloween like pastries and prayers. It was basically trick-or-treating 101. So when your kids go out now, trick-or-treating, all dressed up in a Spider-Man outfit and begging for a Snickers, they're actually way more historically accurate than you may think. And back in medieval times, when they knocked on the door and they were like, oh, please, ma'am, can I get a donut for a prayer for your grandmom? Then, back in the 1800s, oh, Halloween really slapped. I mean, it went through a major transformation, especially in America. All the Irish immigrants came over to America and they brought a version of All Hallows Eve that was just slightly different than the Celtics imagined. Yeah, it got rowdy really fast. And I'm talking about vandalism, thievery, burning down buildings, fires, riots. Yeah, it was basically like an LA riot 1800 style. It's actually kind of where Mischief Night even started. Oh, these Irishmen back in the 1800s, talk about knowing how to party. I mean, pranks, no, it was more like the purge with candy corn. That's why in the 20th century, neighborhoods and parents all got together and they sat the kids down and went, yo, we're going to knock it off with burning down the neighborhoods and we're just going to give you some candy. Yeah, trick-or-treating was kind of invented with a bribe of candy, which if you think about it, kind of makes Reese's peanut butter cups kind of like hush money. And honestly, these are things that have been going on forever, and it's kind of like how our government's been operating since the very start. Not the Reese's cups, the Bribes, you know what I mean? Halloween has had some incidences, not just creepy crawlers and ghouls and ghosts. It's had some crazy incidences throughout history that you might not know. Like in 1974, when a guy actually poisoned his kid to collect the insurance money and blamed Halloween, thinking he was going to get out of it. Yeah, quite that work out for him. And it's pretty dark, right? This is why today your mom goes through your bag of candy like a TSA agent going through security at an airport. Back in the 80s and 90s, oh, it was getting crazy. Razor blades and candy, razor blades and apples. I mean, parents were losing their mind. White vans kidnapping kids. Now, they didn't really do anything about it. They still sent the kids out to trick or treat without adult supervision and just crossed their fingers and hope for the best. Now, when you brought your sack of candy in, your parents, just like mine, would go through the candy, checking for razor blades, they said. But typically it was just taking all the candy they liked and leaving you with the crap. But those razor blades and candy, it was kind of like the old school way of saying, get off my lawn. No trick or treat in here. I mean, today, people just don't answer their Ring camera alerts or the door. They start giving out that organic gummy bears and candy that makes you run to the bathroom like an organic chocolate bar. And if you really want to start the 1800s Irish style Halloween, keep doing that. Nowadays, Halloween is one of the most lucrative holidays of the year. It is over a $12 billion industry between costumes, candies, parties, and of course, my favorite, pumpkin spice lattes. So it literally went from honoring the dead to a Karen freaking out in the middle of a Starbucks over her cold foam and her pumpkin spice latte.
Here's chicken to my mug. Where's into my pumpkin latte?
So yeah, we went from ancient spirits to slutty cats, overpriced costumes and drunk uncles in an inflatable T-Rex costume giving out full-size candy bars so the kids don't egg his house. But one thing has not changed in over 2,000 years when it comes to Halloween. Humans will pretty much do anything for free food. So this Halloween, if you go out and you're bobbing for apples, remember, do as the Romans did and have fun, no matter if you're a sexy cop doing a keg stand, or a man dressed up as Pauly Day in Jersey Shore, or Lieutenant Dangle in Reno 911. Just remember that Halloween is a day to remember all of our loved ones who have passed, and they might cross over to the world of the living. So those candies with the razor blades might be the least of your worries. Thank you for watching Funny History with your host, Paul Delangelo. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow.